Right, we're talking about the World Cup. David Sneyd still with us. Who's going to win? What do you think? And what's your instinct on the actual football side of it?
I do actually really fancy Brazil. Like, I know it's probably the most obvious thing in the world to say, but you look at the level of the depth of talent they have throughout the pitch. Although I'll be honest, I was still part of me was shocked that Dani Alves is still knocking about. But like the amount of talent that they have, I just think, how can you not? Like, because I know people are saying, oh well, like, will a strong defence win, say, a World Cup? But I don't know. I just think like the spark they have throughout the pitch, and like obviously Vinicius Junior and see Neymar, I just think they have that little level of solidity to go with it, you know. But it's probably the most obvious thing in the world to always say Brazil for a World Cup. But I just think, yeah, that's who I'm going for.
The news this morning, the CEO of the English FA has told the BBC that FIFA will book Harry Kane if he wears the One Love armband in the game today. Like the booking, take the booking. No, because Miguel pointed out on Twitter earlier on, none of the football federations are actually doing anything significant to protest this World Cup in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
They were going to wear an armband. That's like, look how brave we are. We're wearing an armband. And now, because of a booking, they might not do that. You know.
Like, it's like what you say about being meaningful. If they view this as, if England FA view this as this is their protest, this is how that they're going to do it, well, then you have to stick by it and do it. They're going to take the knee as well, aren't they? I think that Gareth Southgate was saying that. Like, see, I'm conflicted with this in the sense of, and I wrote a piece about this, right? And everyone's known about this. Like, you're either standing up against what's going on or you're not. You can't like have half measures on it. Do you know what I mean? So like, what by them wearing the captain's armband, the One Love captain's armband, like what are they trying to say by that? What's their thinking behind that?
There was a detail which I had missed. So one of the Qatari organisers, so was clearly a member of the ruling family, was doing media training and was asked a question about gay rights, and he was like, but it's our rules, of course, homosexuality is a crime. It's illegal like most places, right? There's kind of silence in the room as he looks around going, right? I can't remember who tweeted it yesterday. So perhaps there is more significance to this than we see and we think. Yeah. I'm with you largely. I think that like if you're going to do something good and do something big.
Because I kind of think the way it is now, even, and it's always been the case that obviously players have power. I think more so now. Like, I made the point, like Messi, say Ronaldo, and maybe it's like, oh, you can't put the way it's even some of the conversations has been about it. Oh well, you know, players are just players, as if they haven't got a clue what's going on in the world. Do you know what I mean? Or as if they haven't got a clue what any of these issues are. Now maybe some of them don't, but I just think that actually players have so much power now. And you've seen it, say, what happened with stuff in the Premier League and all the rest of it, and over the last little while, with again the anti-discrimination campaigns that have been happening and relatively successful. Although we've stopped taking the knee. I just think players have so much more power now, where they could have been the ones to actually force something significant to happen in this. Like, I made the point that Messi and Ronaldo have, like, they're the two biggest icons of this game, probably the two best players who have ever played the game at the same time, coming to the end of a World Cup. And they've both been silent, totally silent. Well, other than Ronaldo, Ronaldo kind of said, well, like his biggest issue was talking about, well, it's happening in the kind of in the winter time or whatever, over there and stuff, as if that was one of the issues that was really significant about the whole lot of it.
If people keep bringing it up, I'm like,
I know it's a bit different. It's just because it's different. It changed. Like, I thought it was a bit weird as well. Let's be honest, it is more so because they had said it's going to still happen during the summer, and then exactly. Like,
so that was the first of them.
Yeah,
you know.
So I kind of think that this whole thing of where players maybe can get let off the hook. Because, oh well, you know, they're the ones who have to go there. Well, they don't have to go there. If they actually, like, listen, it wasn't so long ago in this country that homosexuality was illegal. Do you know what I mean? It's but for the World Cup to be happening there when, like, something like that, a basic fundamental right where it's literally illegal to be homosexual, and also you have the level of what Amnesty International have been talking about in terms of literally modern slavery with workers, like people, humans going in and dying. And people saying, well, I'll wear an armband, or they'll go on an airplane flying over to a thing that's named, was it the thing in
Rainbow?
You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, that almost to me smacks is even worse, because like, yeah, you're acknowledging what's going on. You're saying, you know what, this is disgraceful, but this is what we're going to do about it.
Do you know what?
It's so empty. Like, it really is. I'll be honest. Like, I just think, fair enough, you're speaking about it, so that's something at least.
Yeah.
But if you're going to speak about it, have actual serious action about it. And this is where I'm saying about like FIFA and all the rest. Like, country, it's the World Cup. Players and the countries here are the ones who have had the power about this. If they really wanted to actually affect a bit of change, they could have done so. But it's clear that it's like they're just going along with the status quo. And
it'd be weak if they pulled out of the armband thing because of the threat of a red card before the game. Like you talk about famous red cards in World Cups, Beckham kicking Simeone or Zidane headbutting. I know, but what I'm saying is, if he takes a yellow card before the game and then Harry Kane say picks up an innocuous yellow card 10 minutes in for something stupid, and then he's sent off. That highlights the fact it's one of the most famous red cards in World Cup history. Then, because his first yellow was for standing up for LGBT rights.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the other side of this, is that like, by going and constantly talking about the issues the whole time, then Qatar don't get the global kudos for staging. Oh, look what you managed to do from the rubble of the desert. You built all these stadiums. Like, how did you do that?
Well, even
it's slave labour. Loads of people died.
But even that, there's obviously that, and like the whole thing of, say, journalists going, I understand that, and like it's been highlighted for so long in terms of all these issues, like it has been. And then part of the reason when you're there, like I was reading colleague Gavin Cooney's stuff about trying to get to the match yesterday, and the bus driver getting lost and stuff. But then like the stadium, people streaming out of the stadium early into the second half, and it's just like, this is the opening game of a World Cup in a country that, let's be honest, like should not be hosting the World Cup, does not really care about football. It's obviously being used for something far bigger. And then you've got Ecuador fans in there chanting, saying we want beer. You've got like nearly a 3/4 empty stadium in the host's first game of a World Cup. It just shows you what an absolute sham it is. It really does. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure there'll be great moments on the pitch that'll happen, and there'll be moments where fans and all will have a great time over there. But like what you're saying there, I just can't. I'm still finding it difficult just to comprehend how it's got to this point. I really am.
Money. Virgil van Dijk has said he will wear the armband, and if he's booked, then we'll make a decision as what to do for the other games, because obviously the bookings will toll.
That's even better. Well, let them do it, and then like you'll see what happens. You're gonna have maybe like players, some of the best players in the world, being suspended from the tournament, and then it just makes an absolute sham of it even more.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could you take FIFA to court? Is that possible? I don't know if you can.
It's unprecedented, so it doesn't know where it goes.
It's just, listen, all this stuff about taking the bookings and all the rest of it, like they could have, if they had to have all come together, beforehand and said, do you know what, this is abhorrent, we cannot stand by this. Are you telling me that something couldn't have happened, something couldn't have changed? If they wanted to really force like a significant change, that's some of the most powerful in terms of sport and individuals in the world.
Well, if you had Messi and Ronaldo both saying something together, you know.
Yeah, well, you came together for that bleeding, what was it, the thing on Instagram, sorry for my language there, like, what was it, the post, was it for Louis Vuitton or something like that, or there's some chest thing?
Was it Pepsi or something?
Well, I don't know what it was, but so they're capable of getting in a room together when it suits them, and something like that. And this is what I'm saying, this is why I can't get over where players at that point can still get a total free pass on this, where like of course you know what's going on.
Well, most of the players at some point have been taking money somewhere along the way that they're a little bit uncomfortable about.
Well, yeah,
and that sometimes it's not too late to stun people with their lack of gratitude by saying, yeah, I did take your money, but I actually think it's where you got your money is pretty abhorrent. I mean,
we're all filled with contradictions, I suppose, and it's easy for me to sit here being slightly angry, having gotten soaking wet coming into the studio this morning and complaining about something happening in the desert. But
I do feel some sympathy with, like, say, Wales, who are in their first World Cup since '58, right? And they're there, and they qualified for this tournament. It was in 2010. It was decided through a massively corrupt process that it was going to be here, and you're like, we're going to give up this, but and that whole point about every government in the world is happy to do business with Qatar and Saudi Arabia and China and America and other, And
they're in the awkward situation of being in the group with Iran as well, who, like, I mean, the Ukrainian FA have called for them to be expelled because of their support of Russia. Like,
I know, but could the Iranian team make a statement about the women of Iran? I mean, they really could. They could use their platform to be like, yeah, we stand with our women. Like,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
But even like Carlos Queiroz' press conference on a few days ago, talking about when he was being asked about this, and he's like asking the reporter who's asking the questions about what's going on, and he's asking him, who does he work for? He's like, how much are you going to pay me to answer this question and stuff? And I'm like, that's not how it works, I don't think.
No.
You know,
No, people's ignorance of the way that the world works is, I don't know. Maybe he thought that was a brilliant strategy, and maybe it plays really well with like.
but like this is the thing,
the Iranian FA.
Yeah, possibly. But even how I'm speaking about it now, this is probably naive in the extreme for me talking about this in terms of like. It's probably the point for Qatar where they're probably thinking, like we were saying about that media advisor, well, this is homosexuality is illegal throughout the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like for them, they're thinking, well, our way of life is how what they're trying to spread out there, I suppose, isn't it? That's
Our country, our rules.
Do you know what I mean? And like, okay, that's fair enough. But then surely it should be, well, actually, no, that's not what should be happening here. And then you see it then yesterday as well, isn't it? The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is beside Infantino. So
Yeah.
you know what's happening. You know what's kind of coming down the line then, don't you, for the World Cup bidding in 2030, isn't it?
It'd be very interesting to see where that one is. I mean,
Well, Erdogan was there as well, wasn't he? The Turkish.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just.
But then it's also, don't get me wrong, like the next World Cup after this is going to be in America, isn't it? America and
Canada and Mexico.
Don't get me wrong, like there's so much about American society that is absolutely disgusting.
Well, Trump could build a wall
well.
between two of the host nations in the meantime, you know. So anyway, on that happy note, England-Iran kick off this afternoon, and then it is Wales and the USA this evening. All right, there's 3 games though. Am I missing a game?
Holland,
Senegal, Netherlands.
Yeah,
Decent
Netherlands,
game. Decent game.
That should be good. Yeah. Right, OTB AM.